Simply put, I'm someone who has got it out the mud, but I have yet to arrive where I want to go. And I want to just set that stage. I think sometimes there's levels to growth and success, and you're always chasing that next level. I think sometimes we have this in our minds. If we just get one more client, if we just get one more this, things are just going to drastically change. And that's not necessarily the case. You really have to know the nuance of how you're moving in your business. So I want to make this very clear. I am not some high and mighty person. I am someone who has put the time. I just did it. And I'm acknowledging you. I'm empowering you to actually make something happen. A big question I always get all the time is, Troy, how did you get all these opportunities? How did you get these things? Point blank, by doing the work. And one of the biggest things that can help you do that is literally creating content. Now, I know many people are like, Troy, I post on Instagram every day. I post on content every day. I'm doing stories. I really don't care. What I need you to understand is it's not the intention of you creating. It's who you're creating for. No one's going to give you money just because you create content. It's the utility of the content that you're creating. Is it providing a certain action, a certain result, or reaching a certain group of people that other people will pay you for? "71% of consumers expect brands to promote diversity and inclusion in their online advertising and messaging." So how does one get started with inclusive language for their brand? How do you start creating content that creates a culture of belonging? Inclusion and Marketing, hosted by Sonia Thompson, is brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. Inclusion and Marketing digs deep into principles like belonging, customer experience, and diversity to equip you to embrace and authentically practice inclusive marketing. As a result, you and your teams will be poised to win the attention, adoration, and loyalty of a broader group of consumers who feel like they belong with you. Listen to Inclusion and Marketing wherever you get your podcasts. When I have a lot of client strategy sessions, I hurt their feelings. It's not intentional. It's just we ask the simple, hard, tough questions. Are you growing? Well, or have you made any money in the last 90 days? Well, no. Have you done that? Going a step further, if you even are making money, is it making money to actually sustain you? Are you losing more than what you're making? Are you investing more time and energy and making more sacrifices than the benefits? We have to deprogram ourselves of the hustle culture. And if I could be blunt about this, specifically for people of color and marginalized businesses, or people who want to start a business, or even just, maybe you haven't started a business, but you want to start making money on the side as a separate revenue stream, is that we think we have to suffer constantly to make money. Money is just the reward for doing what your gift is. And the more people who know about your gift and the results that it brings, the higher your results, the higher your money.
What's up, digital world? You're listening to the I Digress audio experience with Troy Sandidge. Social media, marketing, storytelling, business, culture, and more. Coming to you in 3, 2, 1.
The more money you can make, the more you can delegate to bring even more attention to bigger players to pay you more money to do what you do best, which should come easy. Many people when they, back in the day, and in the real Clubhouse OGs know this too, we used to just hold the pitch round where, hey, you got like one sentence. Tell me what you do. And they try to list all of these things. And we're just like, you ain't told me nothing. You ain't told me nothing. I think sometimes we create businesses, we create content that is aligned with how we feel in the moment emotionally. And sometimes we have to remove our emotion and be really honest with ourselves. What do we actually do that actually serves people? I like to say this. You either create the demand in the marketplace or you meet the demand in the marketplace. And too many of y'all are trying to create demand in a marketplace that don't want what you offer. You're speaking to the wrong people who don't have the cash to pay you. Let me make this very clear. I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. I just want to be blunt because this is where I'm at right now in my business, so I don't care. How are you expecting to make a 7-figure business selling something that's $1? Unless you know 7-figure level people, the equivalency, so they can all give you $1 consistently every year. How are you expecting yourself to do that? At a certain point, we don't do no more discounts. At a certain point, we don't negotiate and lower our prices, lower our standards just to have something on the calendar. At a certain point, this is the offer. Either you want it or you don't. And those who understand your offer will accept it. And that's how I got a lot of the opportunities I've been giving recently. I chose a specific position, and from that position, I made that my focus. I wasn't everywhere. I used to be everywhere. People who knew me not even 3 years ago. Can I do websites? Yeah, I can design websites. Can I do graphic design? Yeah, I can do graphic design. Can I do copywriting? Sure. Can I do social media marketing? Sure. Social media creation? Heck yeah. Can I do growth coaching? Of course. Can I look at Google Ads, data analytics, all this stuff? Yes, I can. I've done all those things. But me coming to someone saying, what do you do? And I just start running the gun and listing everything, that doesn't help them. When y'all listing all that stuff, you know what y'all look like? You look like a buffet. And typically buffets don't make a lot of money per person, do they? It's all you can eat. So one-stop shop price, and then folk could be there all day, go through their BR rotations, and come back and get some more plates. That means you're always at the mercy of volume versus being a 5-star restaurant. This is the only thing that we do. Here's the menu. As you can see, the 5 courses, they're amazing. They're extravagant. We pair it with different things, offerings, wines. You're going to have a fine experience. That's what it is. And it costs this much. And it's not my fault if you can't afford it. It's not my fault if you flinch at the price. I'm still a 5-star restaurant. You show up and you pay or you don't. But guess what people going to do? They're going to find the money. Or they're going to bring someone else to help them pay it off, right? Because they want that 5-star experience. Now ask yourself, are you the buffet? Are you a 5-star experience? Seriously. And before you answer this question, if you immediately get defensive, if you immediately go to listing all the things that you think you have done well, there's always someone on this planet who was doing way better than you with less. So humble yourself. We're all here trying to grow. We're all here trying to make our businesses and make this bigger impact. And we don't do enough introspection in examining the emotional and mental triggers and tendencies and nuances that we have as founders or leaders in our business that is preventing us to achieve the growth or the opportunities that we want. Psychologically, we're off in left field somewhere because we're not in alignment. The money you want to achieve should be really aligned with who you're talking to. A big reason why I had to leave Clubhouse was because I was giving a lot of things for free. But ironically enough, no one booked time with me. Now, immediately, most people may think, well, you're not marketing yourself right. You're not positioning yourself right. At a certain point, and if you've done the analysis and you've modified, you've rebranded all these different things, and you're still not getting no bites, maybe the lake is empty of fish and you have to go to where the fish are. So do you know the specific people who can afford your pricing? See, there's a difference between knowing how to make an impact and you wanting to be an impact versus knowing how to make an impact with your business by helping folks who actually can pay what you want. Just giving the tea to anybody isn't going to position you to get you the money that you want. And what do we all want? We all want funding. We all want customers. We all want demand. We all want growth, authority, press. We all want revenue, ROI. You know what else we want? RESPCT, respect. We all want that. We all desire that. There's an innate in us, the belongingness of that. But we have to separate the emotion from the business. If you're too emotionally compromised in your decisions, you're not being a very nimble, optimized business, right? The quickest route to success is a straight line, and a straight line is simple. So why are you making things so complicated? Why are you moving in so many different directions? You change your name, you change your offering, you switch things up so many times. We don't know who you are today. Pick a lane and test it out for 3 months. If nothing bites, then you have the permission to change it. There's a difference between landing a new client and landing the client. And the difference between both is simply relationships. I want to take a quick minute to talk about the other relationship in customer relationship management. You know, the one where you have with the CRM platform, the one that should make your life better and easier and more efficient, but instead can leave you feeling confused and frustrated. Well, let me introduce you to HubSpot, the CRM platform that honestly is ridiculously easy to use, to learn, and to love. HubSpot is a powerful system designed for the way you actually work, with tools that help connect your teams and data so everyone is on the same page. With customizable hubs and tools that you can add or subtract as you grow, HubSpot is ready to help you and your teams find true, lasting CRM love. Learn how HubSpot can help your business grow better at HubSpot.com. See, we don't like conflict. We think we're owed something. Trust, we're not owed anything. If you build it, they will come as the biggest laugh told in business. Ooh, you created a profile. Ooh, you created an LLC. Look what I did. Okay. And there's over 400,000 new businesses created every year. And 80% of them fail after 1 year. Do you want to be a statistic on the wrong side or the right side of this thing? You see, what many businesses do, what many content creators do, what many of us do, we go to market as quickly as possible. Then we jump to scaling. We're tooling to a fault and we try to sell. And what we should do is test the market. And yeah, remember what I said earlier. You're either going to make the demand or you're going to meet the demand. And in most cases, if you're an unknown, you're probably not going to make any demand because the market don't know you. So therefore, you must meet the demand, which requires you to humble yourself, which requires you to look at yourself outside of what you think from your narrow mind perspective and what the market demands and what the market deems worthy enough to be paid for. What you think you're offering at the price point that you want to offer it might not be worth anything. Trust me, I have gone through this. The hard truth reality of I want to do this thing. And I pitch it and I made the website and I made all these different things in marketing and sales funnels and pipelines. And I've been talking to folk. And they all just like, I don't get it. I don't see the value. Oh, that's nice. Let me ask yourself, again, if 80% of the people you talking to is only your family and your friends, they're not the right people to talk to because they're biased in their perception and reality of truth of if what you're offering is worth anything. You got to talk to people outside of your ecosystem and see if they get it. Specifically, people who are your ICP, your ideal customer or client profile. Do they understand? Do they grasp what you're trying to do? So what does that have to do with getting brand deals and opportunities and even clients and customers? You see, you got to find your niche and grow your expertise. Find your niche and grow your expertise. I don't know a business that grew multiple zeros and didn't fail multiple times. You have to have a strong tolerance and acceptance that you're going to fail. And if we go back to what I talked about the stat, 80% of businesses fail in their first year, you're already expected to fail from the jump. So you're playing with house money. So you might as well go and get yours. You see, to attract opportunities that actually pay you what you want, whether that's sponsorships or client deals or brand deals or media personality opportunities and all the other things, you as an influencer and anyone who has something to offer, has some level of influence, have to have cash. And y'all know I'm big on acronyms, so that was an acronym, yeah, by the way. Credibility, authority, social proof, and high net worth. Too many of y'all are capping it here. Trying to look like y'all 7-figure coaches, which y'all ain't even making 3 figures. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm just trying to share some truth. You got to be authentic in who you are and not try to look bigger than what you are. That doesn't mean you can't position yourself beyond where you're trying to go. There's a difference. But know where you actually are. You know how many times I've gone to rooms and you feel like, this ain't me. Or someone tells you like, I can tell the moment you open your mouth, you are full of, I won't say the word. And you just going on the gauntlet. You wonder, why is no one buying my product? I don't know. You know, I remember many times, many people in this room, we've had many Clubhouse conversations about naming. And so many people think the initial idea is whatever they come to mind or what they've known. And I'll share the story so I won't hurt nobody else's feelings. But specifically for me, everyone knows my username is Find Troy. I initially made that my business, Find Troy Marketing Solutions, because everyone's like, yeah, Find Troy. Oh, that's cool, great. Guess what? None of the folks were actually paying money. They weren't buying what I was offering. But I choose that group of people to assess what my name should be versus testing the market based off the money I want to make and who I want to serve. What name makes sense to them? Y'all too quick to find a name and ain't even test the market. What did I say? You got to go test the market and see what makes sense. And that requires you to humble yourself. Remove your pride, your emotionalness from the situation. And if you want to be a real business, a real influencer, a real content creator that makes real money, like no cap, real money, requires you to know who you're talking to, requires you to speak their language. Have y'all done a language check yet to see if y'all think y'all speaking in English, but y'all speaking in Swahili or French or Dutch to folk who don't understand a word you're saying and is never going to give you any money? You see, these sponsors out here, their whole goal is to collaborate and partner with someone who wants to help them make more money. It ain't about, look how cute my Canva designs are. It ain't about my sob story. Can whatever it is that you offer and bring to the table help them make more money, period? And can you do that consistently? And does that come easy to you? If those things are yes, then you have an opportunity at hand. Then you just find the right people. But if you don't, you got more work to do.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
It's time for effortless growth on TikTok. Optimize your TikTok marketing strategy with video scheduling and auto-publishing, comments management, and easy-to-read reports through Agorapulse. Agorapulse's TikTok integration makes it easy to create, schedule, and auto-publish all your TikTok content all in one place. Get a holistic overview of all your content in their publishing calendar. Seamlessly collaborate with your team on TikTok content with real-time collaboration tools. Track your vital TikTok stats like video views and likes and shares and follower rates. Moderate and manage all your TikTok comments within Agorapulse. And quickly gather feedback from internal and external stakeholders thanks to approval, workflows, and processes regarding TikTok. Listen, we all know TikTok is the future. We all know many brands, many B2B brands, many agencies are still trying to figure out how to implement TikTok in a more structured way in the vastness of their social media marketing strategy and growth plans. Well, having a tool that allows you to schedule the content, track the content, and analyze and evaluate what content is working is what Agorapulse will help you do. Ultimately, you can grow your business on TikTok with Agorapulse. It's time to take action. No more excuses about why you're not investing on TikTok. You can go to social.agorapulse.com/findtroy to get 2 free months trial of Agorapulse on me. And that also includes 30 days implementing a TikTok strategy on Agorapulse. Let me ask you another question, just an introspective question here. Why do you think an iPhone sell? They bring on new features, right? They don't stick to the same features of 2010. So why do y'all, when y'all start a business, y'all have the same features in the same copy from 5-10 years ago? But y'all expect that's going to make you more money now? 10 years later? You have to optimize and modify what you're trying to do to get to where you want to go. Not just point blank simple. You need these things: your mindset, your motivation, your money, your marketing management, which is management of your time, management of people, management of emotions, and management of you if you desire success. You know, there's 5 P's to connection. You have to connect with the individuals you're trying to work with. First one is power. We can sense when you don't feel empowered. You have to bring the power. You have to know your strengths and know your weaknesses to avoid them. Then you have to have personalization. If you're using the same copy, same sales copy, the same sales pitch to everybody, what do you think is going to work? These people are trying to give you, 5-figure deal, 6-figure deal to create your content, to do your podcast, to do your videos, to make short video content, whatever it is that you're trying to do with the opportunity you're trying to get. Make it personal. Personalize it to what they want. The more they see of themselves in the mirror of what you're offering, the less resistance they have to say yes. Therefore, they have a chance of saying yes. Then you gotta have persuasion. Now, I don't mean be arrogant. I mean persuasion, being assertive. I shall not be moved. You gotta have that stone cold, this is what it is. And this is how it's gonna help serve you. Then you gotta be persistent. You hear one no from one person, one time, and you change your business again. You gotta be persistent in this thing. You aren't owed a thing. Just because they said yes to book a time with you to have a conversation or fill out a form or, match up with you for coffee don't mean that's a done deal. The last thing is have patience. This whole thing that we're trying to achieve is a marathon. with a sub-series of sprints. There's seasons of sprinting, but there's a lifetime of marathoning. So you need to have patience. And from the P's to the E's, there's 4 E's to disruption. Attention, how I got inbound specifically. For those who don't know, inbound is like the Coachella of B2B marketers. I was a speaker the previous year for the first time ever. And then this following year, I was the host and MC of it. So you had President Barack Obama, Viola Davis, which we hugged and I cried. It was a whole thing. I posted about it somewhere on Instagram, so y'all can check out those reels. And a whole bunch of other people. And I remember when I got the opportunity to do this, I had to retrace my steps. How did we get to this point? And a big part of that was just attention. I'm so ingrained into what they're doing right now in the culture, from my podcast being on their network to being the MC of Inbound to being helping with HubSpot social media team. And granted, this is a multi-billion-dollar organization. Little old me is working with who? Doing what? Meeting who? Doing what? With just a laptop and a phone? How did we get here? By attention. Attention is better than marketing. Attention means you're on top of mind of people, that they're speaking of you in rooms you ain't even in. And with attention comes disruption. We're in an endless scroll. You posted your content, you thinking multi-million-dollar folks just gonna see it just because you posted it one time? Disruption is gaining attention. And how do we do that? Engagement, exclusivity, experience, and emotion. Where are we in right now? We're in an exclusive space. This is very exclusive. We're having a phenomenal experience. There's high engagement. And then there's connection that drives emotion. You see what you did there? See what's happening here? So these 4 E's, you need to amplify that in whatever it is that you are doing. So therefore, when we're disrupting the market, we need to rethink the ways we are entering, doing, and selling. And that means it requires us to launch, listen, and learn. So let me tell you a little blueprint. This is really easy. And this is how I get a lot of opportunities. This is how I close a lot of clients' deals. And this is how I'm learning how to evolve. When you want to add another 0, it requires you to think beyond what you currently do and how you currently perform. You can't make 7, 8-figure moves with 3, 4, 5-figure tactics. At a certain point, discounts are out the door. At a certain point, the certain groups I would talk to can no longer afford me, and I'm not sad or scared about that. So here's the blueprint. First is the setup. Why should I listen to you? This is where you tell them, give them a little tea. Why should they listen to you? Nasir talked about it, the value prop. What is the value here? What's so valuable about what you're doing? The next thing is positioning. It's you versus the world. You got to position yourself in the right way. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but I say this out of love. Is to just simply understand that your naming, your branding, your messaging, it's not about what you like. It's about what your ideal audience will buy. It's not what you like. It's what you and the audience will buy. And the goal, the secret sauce, is finding where that aligns. What you like and what people resonate with and will buy. But understand that may change. It's you versus the world. And then you got to demonstrate. Positioning is one thing. Demonstrating is another thing. How does this work? Can you prove the value? Do you hold receipts? That's the trust factor. How do we earn that trust? The next, and the one that most people struggle with, is the offer. What do I get out of it? We go set up, value prop, positioning, demonstrating, substantiation. Then we get to the offer. And you stumbling at your offer. Emotionally, mentally, you're sending off vibes that, oh, I want to have my guard up now. Because you seem like you're not confident enough in what you offer. You have to practice what you offer and how you're positioning with your offer. Not just saying, here's what it is on the website, but you can't close the deal in the conversation. We're so worried about the social media algorithm. The human mind has an algorithm. And I have you know, there are people who have less than 1,000 followers on all the social media accounts, but the money earnings is 7, 8 figures. Social media is a tool. It is not the destination. And so when you're giving that offer, you have to make sure you're very concise and you have a lot of confidence. The next thing is scarcity. Why should I act now? Now you got the offer. Why should I pull the trigger now? Why should I spend my money now? After that is the path, which many folk fail at. Where do I go to get this? If you don't have your systems in place, that when these opportunities do come up, when Inbound reached out to me, they said they had covered the air flight and my hotel, but I had to mentally and emotionally prepare myself for those 3 days. I had to learn people's names and bioscripts, learn the lay of the land, see how I'm going to perform at my best self. And so when they make these conversations with me, well, Troy, what do we do next? I had to be ready to go. And too many of y'all get to the offer phase and fail at creating the path. How are you not going to have the capacity able to do what you're trying to do? I didn't build it yet. They're knocking. They're ready to go. Oh, man, I ain't ready yet. But the last thing, the most important thing after all of that is execution. That's really how you're going to get to where you want to go. And the last thing I'm going to say is this. There's a code to business success. Surprise, it's another acronym because I'm an acronym king, apparently. Consistency, optimization, discipline, and execution. If you can't do those 4 things, you ain't going to make no money. Period. You're not being consistent enough. You're not optimizing. I had a client the other day. They have been known for this name for the last 7 years. And I told them in the first 5 minutes of the conversation, that name got to go if you want another zero. The name has got to go if you want another zero. It ain't going to work. It hurt them because they applied their identity to that name. But what they wanted was different. So you got to optimize for what you want. Then have the discipline to take what you're learning right here today and actually do something with it. The discipline to show up, the discipline to deal with the possibility of failure, but the opportunity of success. And then you got to execute. It does you no good if you consumed all this content all day and you in the same place this time next year. 2023, my year. And you in the same place, asking the same questions. That ain't going to help you. So to attract these opportunities, to get to where you want to go in your business, you have to apply the code. Consistency, optimization, discipline, and execution. You got to apply this blueprint, setup, value prop, positioning, demonstrating, substantiation, offer, scarcity, path, and execution. You got to learn how to launch, listen, and learn. You got to activate the 5 P's to connection, which is power, personalization, persuasion, persistency, and patience. And the last thing, I talk about this all the time, but I want to end with this moment. We have 4 currencies: time, money, knowledge, and skill. And time is the easiest to spend, but it's the most costly. At some point, you have to learn how to develop your skill, get more knowledge, and make more money to then delegate and expand to save you time while keeping your money the same or greater. This whole thing of only exchanging time for money, once you get to a certain point, your time is more valuable. So you create the products and the services and the outlines and delegations so you can save your time but make more money. The people at the top don't spend a lot of time making money. They spend their time keeping their mental health and emotional health in check, delegating and checking in with other folk, keeping their systems and processes in place to make them that money. So check to see if you have your systems in place. It's not enough to have an Instagram account. It's not enough to have an LLC. Do you have the right systems for the money you're trying to attract, to the people you're trying to help and serve? And can you prove that with metrics and everything else you're trying to do? And from that, opportunities come. They will attract themselves to you when you manifest it by putting yourself in the right position to grow and scale your business. And so if you enjoyed this, my book, and exclusively right now, digital copy is half off, or you can do the paperback. It's $20, either way. I help a lot of folk grow and scale, but I don't waste my time with people who ain't ready. I just don't. And that took me time to get to that place where I feel, and I'm an empath, so I feel like I want to just help everybody. The moment people tell me their story, I just want to, I can help you. I can help you. But my business and my accountant says, Troy, no. Because they can't afford it. You got to give them something else. That's why I created the book, 7-Figure, 8-Figure Strategies in the book. That's why I do the podcast. That's free. But my time ain't free. You feel me? And that's what we have to position ourselves to do. People who don't understand the level of growth you're trying to achieve will make you feel uncomfortable. Or you're changing, or you're selling your business, because I want to achieve next growth. Or you're putting more time on LinkedIn and less time on Instagram, because I want to go where the money is. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of not my business being successful. I'm not the best web designer. I want to be able to afford to pay someone else to design the website the way my business want to look. Instead of being so prideful, and look what I did. You don't get a brownie points because of what you did. I made my name. I did all my stuff by myself. So what? So what? We all need folk to help us grow and change and optimize. The same person back in January of 2020 is not the same person you're hearing right now. More refined, more confident, unapologetic, and know what my skill sets are. I got the receipts to back it up. I wasn't the same person. We grow. If you are not growing, you ain't going. So understand these things. Please take action and go get this money.
And that's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed this episode of I Digress. What was your takeaway? Care to share your thoughts and tag Troy on social media? You can find him on all platforms at Find Troy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review or comment for this episode from wherever you're listening. Looking for a marketing strategist to build the structure, strategies, and systems you need to get the success you want and the ROI you desire in your business? Book a discovery call to talk with Troy at findtroy.com. And as Troy's philosophy goes, imagination is the engine, content is the fuel, social media is the highway, marketing is the roadmap, sales is the destination, culture is the GPS. Thanks for listening.